Good morning, my friends, and welcome to the Breakfast Club. My name is Darren Hancock, and it's Wednesday, the 21st of February. And what a day! 2 days after the long weekend. We should see markets starting to clean up here. We still have this little bit of price action down below us here. The BISI in the New York, or in the NASDAQ. We're in this little engineering some liquidity right now. But before all that fun stuff, let's just make sure we're online, up and running. My buddy Kirk's probably here bright and early in the morning. Okay. Let's also look at the standings. I promised that we'd be looking at the standings every morning for the World Cup finals. And the World Cup finals. This D. Lee's doing really, really well. And let's do the drum roll for the morning. And there you have it, as of the 16th. 228%. I love this mixture of countries in here. There's people all over the world getting a good understanding of, I know it's only 5 people, but I love the fact that they're all different countries. I like to look at it as a reflection that there's beautiful, intelligent people all over the world that can do this. Our buddy Darren Hill there in England, 3rd place still. Good for you, Darren, 45%. Excellent, excellent. Well, there you go. Those are the standings for the World Cup finals right now, as it stands for February 16th. That's the 16th. Well, that's last Friday. I guess, I don't know if they're updating them once a week or what. I guess we'll see what they look like this weekend or this Friday. Anas, good morning. You're the first one in today. Welcome. Okay, let's look at how about look over the markets. So we're still looking for a drive down into this BISI here for this to finish off. Take out the low created last week. Or sorry, not last week. The Monday low. Tuesday low. So let's just create the low of the week. We did take out that low there. Don't know. I'm not sure right now. We just basically we're between this order block right here Yeah, we're between this order block on the hourly, that here, and this low. Not a lot of room to move. 15-minute, we have a little fair value gap above us here. Return to the London low. Ideally, you'd like to see this return to the London low, roll over, come back down again. Inside that fair value gap. It'd be nice if we reached all the way up to there. That would be a nice little breaker. You see that? Let's box that out. 15-minute. Let me just get my screens up here. So we're trading back into this fair value gap SIBI on the 15-minute. There's a breaker right here and a breaker inside a fair value gap. Great place to go short. So we'll see that how that plays off there. Get a bit more chart we can see. TK, good morning. Where's my buddy Kirk this morning? His alarm clock must have not gone off. I'm going to wait for something. It's really choppy. Well, it's going to take a lot of brain power to analyze every little candle there. So I'll wait till it starts to smooth up a little bit. We've got another 20 minutes or so, 19 minutes before the open at 10 o'clock. Or the 9:30, I should say. I'm wondering if we go for the liquidity here at 10. That would take us into here. I don't want to jump too far ahead, so right here my eyes just centered on this area here first. Because then when we're in here, really the only setup is between here and here, so we want to see this provide a level of support in the 15-minute candle. This could be starting a steady march up. What would that be there? That would take us right back into that breaker. All right, we're just going to continue to watch this. This is not doing a heck of a lot for us here. So grab your coffees. There's nothing here to play with just yet. Grab your coffee, a pillow. We may be here for a while. Good morning, Southie. How are you doing? What part of the world are you in again, Southie? resistance in here right now. You don't want to force a trade inside this mess here. Let's look what ES is up to. Nothing in this one. I'm just looking at a 5 minute. We're stuck inside our little range here now. We're back to that little sibby here. In the premium area of that. Not much there. Looks cleaner for more downside on the hourly. That's a mess. And that's just sideways. Dixie, let's look at Dixie. We've had a lot of probes trying to get down here. Broke this order block. We came back to it today. 50% of that wick, and now we're pulling away. So we have an imbalance sitting right there. We may get one more run down here with a wick, come back up into here Thursday. Can't really call that right now. We have you got the 50% of this wick. If we trade through 50% of that, look for a further run down. I have no idea where that's going yet. Order block here, and the breaker here. So you pretty much got one there and there sitting right now for a 1 hour chart. So look for a run above these highs here into this order block, and then a continuation on the downside. You're basically between those two, so premium discount. You still have the mean threshold of this candle yet here too. That's the range you're in right now for British pound. Euro looks a little cleaner. This is a 4 hour though. Equal highs. Oh, we've hit them already. That would have been a nice little entry 8 hours ago. Now you're right up into this order block right here, mean threshold. Now does this mean threshold hold and we start to come back down again? Draw that inversion out here and wait to see if this inversion holds on this candle here. That's a 4 hour. So you're just watching to see if that one holds price right now. You did close slightly above it, so if you tap it now and continue up, look for a rejection block at the wick, and then obviously the inside of that daily fair value gap there, and then look for higher prices outside the range when you start to climb up into here. That would indicate that the American dollar should go down if this starts to run up again into here. Abs, good morning, my friend. How are you? Canadian dollar is stuck inside this civvy here right now. New Zealand dollar still working its highs like we were talking yesterday. That's good. That's following. Look for the 50%. Also this little fair value gap civvy right here. You want this daily fair value gap to hold price. So you want to trade above that today, come back, tag it, and then continue back up, pushing higher into this range here. I like that we've got some liquidity here. And we're trading above we're starting to break out above the consolidation, so I want to see this provide a level of support now. Australian dollar. See, Australian dollar hasn't quite broken out of the consolidation yet. So it's kind of really lagging behind. Now, is it going to provide resistance here? Are we going to roll over and come back down? Or we're going to start gaining some strength here. It's got to get through this order block and into this imbalance here on the daily. Japanese yen. So we finally got that inversion or that fair value gap we're looking for. Now it's turned into an inversion, and we now have a fair value gap on this side. We've come back and filled, or pretty much filled that there. Now we're stuck inside this BISI and right near that inversion here. Oil. So look, this looks like we're going to find some support in here and then start working our way back down below these equal lows here. We've got a lot of liquidity above and below the market, and if you look at it, for between here and here, we're right in the 50%, near the 50% or equilibrium of that range that's created inside here. So trying to pick a direction from here, you got to be really nimble and look for something down in the lower time frames. But right now it's either direction. You could say bullish overall, but you'd have to have a pretty sizable stop loss in there if you want to remain bullish, especially with these big whips all backs. So I'd say more undecided in that one. Dig down into the lower time frames if you're looking for something in gold. There's nothing obvious on the daily to direct bias that I can see anyway. Some of you might be able to see something different. Gold so far reaching higher. It's good. Back to the daily fair value gap inversion. See how it's come back, found some support of that, and now we're back in towards the mean threshold, or the consequent encroachment, I should say, of that. Right into the rejection block still. We're just kind of banging off of that. Notice how we're compressing. Becoming smaller and smaller. So we're waiting for a breakout to the upside or downside. So if the American dollar suddenly drops, we should see this finally lift up above the highs here and take out some of the liquidity higher in the market. Yes, I hope everyone's doing well as well. We missed you yesterday. I think Lambo came in, was asking about some advice, what you thought of some stuff. We haven't seen Derek in a while. I hope he's doing okay. I'm actually going to send him a message here on see how this is all just chopping around in here. Just to sit here and try and pick through this and read it. Yeah, I bet you I can almost guarantee it's readable. But it's going to require a lot of brain activity just to try and, I'm going to save my brain for something a little more cleaner. Right now we're waiting for something to happen here the next minute or so. A breakout somewhere. Do you guys see the TradingView has a contest on? I encourage you all to enter it. There we go. There's the open. So keep your eye on this imbalance here. Nice discount. Holy cow, nice premium right there. Inversion right back to this 15-minute. I'd like to see it dig up a little bit more into that 15-minute. See the kind of reaction we got off that price imbalance there? That daily volume imbalance? Now that is a snap that you like to see. So unless they're just drawing us in for $30.32. Yeah, that's a potential run all the way back down now. You don't have internet all morning? Oh man. It's like running around with no underwear, man. You just feel so naked. Freeing, but naked. You don't have the internet. Oh my goodness. What are you going to do, Abs? You might have to do like old school and talk to people and like we did back when we were kids. You might have to go out and climb a tree or something. Look at that nice little retracement now. Look for this imbalance down here, this volume imbalance. I do like that for a short. I should have taken the short up there. I'm wrong if that gets above here. I just want to see it tap that imbalance, come back here. 4 lots. What the hell? I have to adjust that. I don't want to put 4 lots in something. I'm stuck in here right now. Getting wired down and a mess. I liked it when it reacted off of this 15-minute fair value gap. Let me revisit this again. Comes back to me, I'll just get out if I get the cleaner entry here. So this is a bit of a mess to be in here, so I'm just waiting for an exit to get a cleaner entry. I'll take it. Small profit, but all out. It's too choppy. This is when it will book all the way down. How much time do they figure it's going to be it's going to take their abs to get that all? Oh, they should be done. Okay. So again, we're waiting for something cleaner to give us a setup here. So we have that 15-minute fair value gap here, order block. Look at this huge. It's 100, almost 100 handles right there, just that regular trading hour gap. Exactly the time when I story of my life today. This week has been the story of my life, getting out too soon. Anyway, we're still looking for this imbalance down here. do like that area right there. So looking for a premium arrays to get short off of instead of getting more discount stuff. Didn't even get 50% of that retracement. Now it's taking out that low and that low. We're still this imbalance. So it makes me think, are we going to come back up, take these highs out now? For 10, are we doing a 65% retracement in here? Nothing clean. We've already ran these lows out. We still have the rest of that busy to do yet. This might be a wait for this to fill. Let's see if we can get a reaction off of that for a reversal back into this area here. That'll take us right back into this 15-minute fair value gap here. So you have another about 40 more handles to go. For the full fill of that. Order block, broke below, come back inside. Looking for continuation on the downside. Keep your eye on the midpoint of that order block and the high of this imbalance. See where it closes. Interesting. Okay, so we're above here and we're slightly closed above that. So look for a premium array up here. %70 premium array here. %50 puts us here. I'll leave it in there for a sec. We'll see what happens. We should get a nice little turn here somewhere in the next couple of minutes. So we just come back and fill that fair value gap. So we're just banging off the daily imbalance right here. Looking for something more premium, even if it's just running up into the 50%. Let's gather up a premium to go shorter. Ideally, you got that 1 minute one sitting way up here. But then you got all this liquidity sitting up here as well. So I'm still looking for that. Don't know if I want to see that get taken yet before 10 o'clock. I'd like to see this low get taken at 10 and then get ourselves into a reversal for the rest of the day. Morning, Southie. There's the 50%. So look for that 1 minute above. Back to this inversion here. Right on 62%. Good, right there into the 1 minute. With a premium already there. That's where I like to see this discount sell right there. I'm going to put a stop loss right above that. So I wanted to see this fair value gap. That's the price we're aiming for. And then I wanted to see this order block get validated below, come back, find support at it, and continue down. That's the theory I have anyway. I could be wrong. This could be starting to run up higher now. Well, that ran me out. Wasn't a good idea. That just ran out the that just ran out that let me get this out of the way here. %70 retracement inside this little range. I didn't pull this range. Inside that inversion right there again. That's how you gotta be on it. I didn't see it right there. Okay. I guess they're gonna take that out for 10. happen here now. You don't want to see something get back into here to go long if you're going to go long there. That run back up into there is already done. Watch and see how we get through these order blocks or these indices now. Do we find support at them? We just close them, continue down. Now that we've run back to this order block here, does this just turn into a big wick down now and a down candle? So this inversion holds price now. We're closing above it, running through it. We're in that silver bullet time now for 10 o'clock. There's a 10:02 one right here for a long. But we still have all this down here to finish off yet. Can't marry the idea it's going to fill right away. You have to look in the break-in market structure to the upside. We'll find support at the inversion. We have another little inversion right here. Imbalance right there. That one's the premium, this one's the discount. See between this one and this one. See how that kind of plays off those two. Inside this range, between that premium, this discount, we're kind of banging off these two right now. Which one supports price one, which one gives it away? You got a valid order block here now. That's what we want to see. Order block holds. Want to see it trade through here, not this all wick stuff again. We're back to order block here again. You want to see it just bounce off of here and start coming back down again. Mean threshold again. Reacting off the bottom. See, 1 minute you think this one's going to have some support, then that one. Right up 50% there, you see that? Mean threshold at the consequent encroachment of the 15-minute fair value gap. Now, if you're going to run from here to a discount array, you've worked this whole upper portion of this 50%. So unless you just find some support here and continue to push through, you have to revisit the discount area here. It just tapped off the 1 minute again. We traded above it, tapped it. Now you're looking for more upside. And it fails. This is when you get into this choppy stuff. Now you want to see it run all the way through to the discount area. You got some pool of liquidity sitting right here. I'm busy on the sell side, so we've worked this like crazy. So if we're not getting support on this to run up, then we got to start driving through it and get a bigger discount down here. So these inversions are not giving us what we want for support. They just keep popping through them, both sides. You see a bit of support on this one to run back into the mean threshold. And then we're through the mean threshold of this order block here. So I still think we got some more discount array to reach for. How's that for a bunch of mess banging around between inside of a premium 50% of a range, going premium to discount, we finally ran the lows. So I had to run down here to gather up orders to either run higher. We have a little tiny fair value gap SIBI right here. And then I'd look for something to provide a level of support in here. Thanks, love. I'm just going to turn off my mic for a few seconds. I've got some toast here. My wife just brought me some toast. Bless her heart. If I see something, I'll point it out. Do you see how we're compressing here now? We ran some liquidity, came back up into the breaker that took that out, into the body, created a new order block, come down, tag this one, so now you're between here and here. We got some support off of that inversion again. I don't trust that thing anymore. It just bangs around inside there, off there. We're in such a mess of candles right now. We just hit that guy again. And now we're banging. See how we hit that? Validated here, came back to this order block, came back up to that order block. And now we either have to extend down or go higher. There's nothing else to bang around in here except to extend down to rejection blocks. Or I suppose the mean thresholds. That one's a mean threshold. This one's a mean threshold. We've hit those two. So the next candle's got to do something. Got nothing left. It's got to start moving out of here now. There you go. So we're moved into rejection. Make a new, there we go, lovely. That's what we're finally looking for. So hopefully you got to see that clearly enough. When we started talking about it compressing, looking for array to array, we're literally between these two. So we hit it, we come back to it, then we were between these two, so you come back to it, you hit it right here, then you come back to it here, then you go, all right, I'm into rejection, that little inversion there. Now where have I got to go? I've got to start opening up now. I've got to start extending my PD arrays because I run out of them here on the 1 minute. So we're back into here. Stay in the testing phase until you're really confident there, Ferba. So now we're in that whole discount range of that. Discount portion of this range here. I've worked the whole premium like really well. No, I don't care for this one anymore. We have a new one forming right here. Oh, we're overlapping. Hey, what's this? Where are we at here? %50 brings us back into here. Yeah, we're just working the bottom half now. I want to see this start heading back down to our objective for the day. There's nothing down here except noise. We have this order block here. We're into the mean threshold of it already. So you want to see this order block now, finding support. That one's now valid. So here to here, I want to see this one kind of give way. This one find some support at this. Also at the bottom of the daily fair value gap, again, find some support to continue to push down into this imbalance down here. So we came back to the order block. You want to push through here. Lovely. That was really nice price action, having fun reading that price action to array to array before the breakout, expecting a breakout, finding support, traded below this inversion, came back up inside the inversion right to the pip, turned around, broke through it again. So we want to see this order block give way. It did. That breaker there, that's a good sign for further downside. When you break through a breaker like that, just blast right through it. That's nice. Come back, find support here, and continue to push through for the rest of this here. I had a live trade on here. I had to weather all of this for this. So it's finally in profits. Learning thing is wait for the 10 o'clock. We're talking about the 10 o'clock potentially running those highs, which it did. And now we should have waited. And then all those silver bullets, when you've got this objective has not been quite hit yet, suspect silver bullets, right? Nothing else on the downside till right there, that little tiny guy right there. And that's the 18 candle. 16, 17, 18. So tiny. But we've run the liquidity here now. Now that we've traded below this breaker, and again, this is like messy as hell in here, not clean at all. 50% brings us back into this inversion here. Ideally, I wouldn't want to see the breaker give way, but I guess you could go right to the edge of the breaker, which is the inversion here. Let's see if we get support off that. There's 50%. Now you want to see it snap off of that. Want to see this go bearish now? Good. No, I wouldn't want to see that be revisited now. I want to see it just continue through. Just because of this jumping up and down here, we've got a new range to play in. So we have premium and discount arrays galore in here. I wouldn't want to see it break that 50 again. Like I said, I just want to see it continue through here, find a new price leg down. Ideally, if this was the next price leg down, if we break this low, this is my thoughts on the next price leg down. Let's turn that into a green one. Oh, excuse me. little sneezerooza. You don't want to see that give way. It gets down a little deeper. It's good. I want to see this continue to pull off of here now. We validated this order block here now, so we could start to climb off of that. I want to see this one give way. There's a little inversion sitting right in here. See how we've closed above it already? I want to see it tap it and start crawling away from it now. So then we're back into waiting again for it to make its move out of this range, this whole consolidation here, right? It's engineered some liquidity down below. It's run the liquidity above. So we're reaching into a higher array. So we have consolidation here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. One more time into here. So you see how that order block was validated? We came all the way back to the mean threshold of that order block and moved away. Come back, revisit. Bottom of the daily fair value gap again. Now if it pulls away, look for upside, more of a premium up here. This order, this inversion still holding price. We've already worked of this bigger range here. We've worked the premium well. Now we're working the discount. But that little section in here is still kind of thinly traded. I want to see this order block here. First, supporting downward prices. I'm looking for two narratives. One for down. I want to see this order block give way at the bottom and not find support at this. You want to see this give way. For those who are bearish, you want to see this hold price start pushing up higher into this range here, looking for a premium array. So we have a premium array here and a discount array right here. So you want to see it push up into that premium if you're bullish. And right in the middle there is your equilibrium, right? So if we're in the equilibrium of this thing here right now, this thing's not valid anymore. Remove that. We have a new high, so it's up slightly higher. So it came all the way back into the inversion, found support. Now we've also validated this order block, so that's good. I want to see the mean threshold hold price here, and basically I want to see this, we're between here and here. If this gives way, then you look for the equal highs and then the high premium array up here. So I want to see if this mean threshold here gives way on a close. If it does, then that's good. You want to see this candle next. We've got this one's been validated right here. There. See how it closed above? So that's weaker for those of us who want to go short. Come back into the order block that was validated here. I'm going to push through here into the premium array now. Still finding support off this inversion here in the midpoint or equilibrium of that range. See how we're banging off of it here in the mean threshold. Ideally, that'd be great for me to hold on to that, but we've got some engineered liquidity, equal highs sitting right here. So, and there's a nice little juicy pocket of liquidity up here it can run for. We're back to this guy here now. So we're really between these two candles, or these two arrays in the discount portion. See how we were doing that up here in the premium, and now we're doing that down, same kind of thing down here in the discount area. Inside this range here now. Once again, finding support off the bottom of that inversion, or top of that inversion. Now I want to see this one big bold candle get through here and validate this candle here, because I don't like wicks validating it. I want to see a body validate it, so I want to see this blow right through here. And those of you who are bullish, you want to say, no, Darren, we want that to stay supportive, and we want to see these highs get taken out. Keeping in mind your daily objective. So if you want to get in line with your daily bias, you're counter trending up here, but we're just looking for something to give us a discount or a premium price that we can sell at a cheaper price down here, or buy it back at a cheaper price here. So I want to see this giveaway here now. Or this could be this whole malarkey bouncing around. This is why this whole high resistance thing. This is the fun part about being in the middle of price action. There you go. So now we're breaking down below that. This now becomes a valid order block. So now we want to see this guy give way and just say, look, let's run hard and fast now for the lows. This now becomes our inversion. So nice liquidity pool sitting up here for our later objective. If we start hitting our objective for the day here and then do our little reversal, there's nice little pockets of liquidity that we can reach for later. See the mean threshold, holding price. Now you want to see this provide support, which it is right there. We closed just slightly below it, opened on it. Back to this order block, good. Run up in here. So you want to see this order block here, hold price. There's a little tiny imbalance sitting right there. Now that's a breaker because it's a last up close candle before a run below these little lows here. Not this one, but this little swing point here. So that's a breaker inside a fair value gap. So if we do get a run up in here, a potential short here. Just coming back up inside the inversion there. Full run through it, hit the top of it, Now you want to see this start really driving through this mean threshold here now. Get into the rejection block, which is down in here. That's the rejection, and just hit it. Dig down into the deeper rejection over here. Take out that low. We're playing wiki woohoo. Alright, so now we're between that low and see this little range we're in right here. So we've already come down, so we've run out of arrays down below other than this one here. And the one above is this order block here, or this larger up close candle because its body is higher. So look for this thing up here, this little fair value gap here. If that provides support, let me see this little engineered liquidity they're doing right here now. You want to see it run back down, unless they drive it all the way up in here again. Take that, then take the close. Like, you see what I mean? Like, they're building the liquidity right here. So they want to run it all the way back up into a premium level again in that side, that range, because they built all this liquidity here, then ran it out, build all this liquidity here, run it out, and then run them out again, all down in here, because retail may look at this as a support level to run up higher. So looking at this little consolidation in here, I'd run it all the way back up there. If I was in charge of this, I would run it all the way back up into the premium array here. Then I'd slam it down. I saw as a 5 contract on a MFF. What's an MMF or MFF? I saw a 5 contract. I don't know what MFF is. We took a short on ES at 10:30. You took a short right here. Oh, you took a short on this candle here. Yeah, you're in a consolidation there, my friend. That's a good place if you're looking at this as an inversion to hold price now, to go shorter and take out these lows. Good for you. Consolidation, brave. You're a brave soul, my friend, being in the middle of that mess. So just know that they can work this all the way back up into here again. And you don't want to see these highs get taken again. You want to see that inversion hold for a run down lower. So they must have heard me. I'd have run them out up here. So I'd like to see this come all the way back up here, clean out all this lot here. Run up into a premium array. My funded future. I saw a 5 contract on my funded future. I'm not sure. Maybe it's on your funded account. Maybe the 5 contracts is the most you can actually put on a trade. A lot of funded accounts will put a limit on there, so how much you can actually, like some people say, I'm going to put a 50 handles in this thing, let it run, and then try and make my money. Like gamble $50 and then throw the largest lot size they can on it, and gamble on a run for a lot of money. So they sometimes put limits on there for you, so you can't actually exceed your maximum. Sometimes it's a 5 contract. So I'm not sure what you have for your contract or your funded account, but that may be your limit. I'm not sure exactly what it is you're looking for, but look at this liquidity there, engineering right off that mean threshold again. Look at that. So look for small range. They validated this order block now. Look at this guy right here. Does it provide a level of support? Order blocks right here. So for longs, you want this to hold price and that to give way. Shorts, you want this to give way, or this to hold price and that to give way. You want this inversion to give way again, come back up, support, and then start running these lows. But see how they've engineered the liquidity above and below the market here? There's a lot sitting up there right now. So either they run up into the premium, clean them out, or they just engineer this for them to come back later and take it out after running the lows. It's whatever you want, a narrative you want to build for yourself and support. Then you have to kind of think, all right, where would I like to see this run to? And you have to keep playing both sides of it until you see one side break free. So I'm playing both sides of the fence here right now, two narratives. So if I lose this side here, then I'm looking for more downside. And I've got a live trade on, so I obviously bias more towards sell side than buy side. So we've come back in. That fair value gap is now filled again. So this new one is between here and here. I want to see that pop through there and give way. But if we come back to this level here, find some support at it, I'm really between these two candles here. So this is the consolidation we're in. That order block there and this order block here. And we haven't run out of high, so it's not a breaker. It's just a regular, it's like a mitigation block because it hasn't, if that one's a swing point. I guess technically if that's a little swing point, you run it. So find support at this. Look at this one here now. Are we going to blast through that or hold? Compress, and then it's got to break free again. Same kind of thing we saw up here. It has to break free. So either it's going to break down, run up with a big wick, clean this lot out before it runs for these lows. Because what a great place to pair up, right? You want to pair up willing buyers at this point to willing sellers at that point. They got their stop loss sitting up here. They're going to pair these guys up with these guys here. And for me, if there's guys are piling up here and they're trailing their stop loss, they got them all sitting right in here. What things happened in NQ today? Like news-wise? Wall Street retreats ahead of AI darling and viewed as results. Fed minutes. Nothing's happened except a whole bunch of mess. This is just a whole cluster of... It's fun to read, to try and read it, but not a market you really want to play in. So we're into the mean threshold of this candle now, and then the rejection block. So those who are long, you want to see that give way. I want to see that push up into here now. Into the rejection once more. Order block. See how we validated this order block right here? went up, come back down, found support, it ran through this guy. So you're really between these two. You're extending up into the outer PD arrays now, so your wicks, 50% of the wick, froze on that, come back down, order block. We've compressed so much now, it's got to start. What have we got left? We got the mean threshold. Well, that's already been worked once. So low, mean threshold here, back into that range still. Right now we're working the upper portion, so if this provides a level of support, you want to see further upside, take this lot. It's probably waiting for FOMC. You're absolutely right. It could be. So much for the macro, eh? 1050. Small compression. Next 58, we should see a swing point here, or in the next couple of minutes we should see a swing. So see how they're getting flatter and flatter? It's like I'm running out of arrays to play with now. I'll either have to extend my range we have overlapping arrays now. I'm just looking at Michael's comments. He's like, it's a very ugly day. It's like, you got it, man. It's totally ugly. Look at how tight that 1 minute range is. Yeah. It is an ugly, ugly day. I pulled out some profit out of my live account. Like, I'm not waiting on this anymore. I'm going to wait for FOMC, so I closed out. Waiting. So looking for a run up here now. better to reposition yourself for a trade that's nicer. So I'm not even looking to buy this trade, like sell this trade short, but I'd like to see this now because we just took out that. See how we just ran? We had to extend the range again. Even when you're in this small little consolidation, you have to see price action saying, oh, look, I've run out of PD rates. I'm just going to make a little set down here. I'm just going to come after this inversion one more time, tap the bottom of it. Now I want to extend up. Validate this order block. That one's been done right there. Now we can now service here. This is good. What day is it? It's Wednesday today. You know what, abs? Do you think I should? Think I should stick around here today? I don't know if this is valuable to you guys or not. Are you finding this valuable enough to sit here and stare at the 1 minute chart, every little candle? Do you get anything from this? If not, we can just leave it till tomorrow. Give me a thumbs up or not, yay or nay. What do you want me to do? You want me to stick around and keep yakking like this off of each candle? Where's my buddy Kirk today? Oh, there he is. I was gonna say, where's my buddy Kirk? I didn't even see him this morning. And there he is. Abs is out till FOMC. I like the way it just pops up above this liquidity here and then zips right back into that little consolidation. Remember, we said this is a now valid order block. So what did it do? It came back up. So you got 1, 2, 3 PD arrays and it came back inside this candle. Boom, right inside here. There's a little fair value gap that's formed. It's tapped it. Now we want to see a little further upside because all we've got now is this candle. This candle, and what other candle have we got from the down? What bullish candle have we got? What one would I be looking on? Quick, tell me before we validate another one. What time frame am I looking at? Just quickly write it down there in the too late, it's right there now. We just validated here. But if this had not come down to here and we didn't validate this, we haven't validated this, we're above here and above here, so all we've got is a bear candle to bounce off of. Then you have to say, what is my first bull candle that I can now use as a reference point for upside? Up in here, right? That's the one that's above us that supports premium discount, right? So we have, in order to reach for that, we need to, or once we validate this one here, we say, okay, all I've got is a bearish candle to play off of here now. Until I get a bull candle to play off of on the upside, I'm really here between here and way up here again. And now that I've run the liquidity above, now I pull back here, create an order block. Now I get below it. So you see how we've literally closed on it and opened on it here. So that becomes our order block there. We've got through the mean threshold of this candle now. So now we're into the rejection block. And we're looking for this equal lows here to get taken out. So you can see how they took out the liquidity here. Now, do we come down and take out the liquidity on the downside? We still have this mean threshold of this order block here yet to play with. We still have that order block there to key off of. So we're really between here and here right now. And this little inversion that's starting to form. If we close below that, again, you go back into your inversions and play with those. Inside consolidations are so hard to play with, I'll tell you. But this is fun reading this little price action right now. So if you pop back in, abs, we might still be here this afternoon. But otherwise, have a great afternoon. Till I see you later. until you get a headache. Well, I don't often get headaches, my friend, so. My wife has given me 2 pieces of toast and a cup of tea, so I'm good to go. I'll burn off that toast in no time with my brain. So we got rejection. Look for her rejection on the upside. Discount. Premium. Pop right up into here. Right there. So we got there. We've hit rejection block, rejection block. So now we can extend. We want to see it get up into here. I don't care what it does now. Luckily, I got out of my live trade, so I'd be underwater again. This is good. Let's move this over here. I like this idea right here. We'll see what happens. What kind of support right there. Do we get a reaction off of that? I want to see a snap off of that now. We're right back to that order block here. Oh no, we're going to drive through it. Okay, good. So we have more upside. We have more upside for you people. See how the body closed above it? Okay. See how we got open on it, close, tap on it, and either push through. So what do we got left? What is left? But we're in mitigation block here. This does not take out an old high, so that's mitigation. Mitigation blocks, albeit nice, and we can have reactions off of them. They're not the strongest little puds in the bunch. So we finally ran out those highs. Now I want to see it drive, slam all the way down. But right now we're seeing bullishness, right? We've got run through an inversion with a close, and we closed through 2 inversions, one here, one here. Found support at one, and now we're looking for more upside. Now, if that don't fry your grits, I don't know what does. That is some beautiful support there. I love that price action. Looking good. So where do we reach for? Right here. Breaker. This little breaker right here. Ran all the way down below these lows. Last up close candle. We're right in, just underneath it. There's a little tiny inversion. I didn't mark it out here, but there's a little inversion right there. I bet if I drew that out, we'd be sitting pretty inside that thing right there. See that? Now, does the breaker provide support versus a mitigation block? Let's see. If we come up, revisit. Now, do we get on top of this and start pushing higher? Again, running for a pool of liquidity above. So all those people who are trailing their stops, when we were talking down here, we'd said, what I'd like to see now, for those who are long, we want to see it drive up here. Well, that's what it's done. It hasn't drove up there, but it certainly has meandered and then took off. But we're literally running up to clean these guys out now. There's a big pool down here and here, and then there's that daily objective down there still. And we're hit 911, 911. I don't know why my eye seems to pick up on 911. Maybe it's because I lived in it for 30 plus years. Developed a fondness for 911. So this buy side liquidity started at 10 o'clock. They ran the highs at 10. Do you think they're gunning for them guys right now? Back to that 15-minute fair value gap again. I do like this open. Is that the open? Yeah. Look for this open here. I think that there's a level of sensitivity around this 17,554. If we return back to the New York Open midnight candle, keep that in sight. Now that we've closed above, see how the body closed above it, tapped on it. Now we're driving higher. Oops. Damn it. Should have locked that one in. I can close it out, remove it for now. So this guy was where? Right there. Let's make this a little bigger. Get the idea of what I see here. So there's your little inversion right here. Body closed above it. Traded back into the mean threshold. This candle here. Line it up. Beautiful. Start pushing. Come back one more time. And looking to run higher. All these guys are under pressure who've loaded in here on the way down. These guys have already been swept. So those who are trailing their stops got a little bit of profit. Those who are just leaving their stops up high here, they're getting squeezed right now. Jesus. Gotta lock that in. Keep hitting it. So look for this guy here to provide a little order block support, or this could be the 915. Nope, I'm looking for a silver bullet entry at 9. Keep your eye up here. So now we've taken out that high. Okay, headache it is, Kirk. I think we are going to see up candle for today, going for the 700s. Just guessing though, still learning. Wouldn't that be cool if they left this liquidity open down here? All the people who want to go short and they really want to push this short back into this fair value gap here. The moment it breaks these highs here, now we're starting to go bullish. We got a bull or a break above a consolidation with a bull candle. We have a fair value gap that formed an entry right there for 11. There's your 11 o'clock silver bullet for a run above these highs. Your silver bullet sitting right there. You run up that high, you take scale out here and here just because you're in a really tight consolidation. That silver bullet alone, 94 up to there, there's 24 handles there. There's 20 handles, almost 20, 18 handles there. Just from there to there. You got to be super nimble if you want to take out some trades off of that. And when you've been beat up a lot in here, a lot of people don't even touch that. So now we've drove all the way through it, come back, found support at it. So we're just coming up to run the liquidity out here. Come back into a discount range now. So keep your eye in here. What's sitting nicely back here? Equal highs. If we're going to run here, and then if your idea for going longer, and they were keeping this liquidity down here for the day, and they want to run this all the way back up into here. Wow, if you really want to push up into there, you've got this whole ton of liquidity pool up there. Let me get rid of that thing that's hiding. Remove that. So, consolidation, break above. There's 50% right there. 62% brings us back to here. That would be a nice long outside of this consolidation, but there just seems to be too much. Usually you want to see a leg take out the consolidation, run back up, come back to the consolidation high at the middle, or 50% of the leg that takes out that low, and then look for a run up. This looks like there's just, and again, our eyes still want to go over here for this imbalance. So are they going to take that imbalance this afternoon, or are we just going to start to turn around now and run this all the way back up, which really gets people second guessing, right? So order block. Now let me start moving these guys around here because they're to me they're stronger ones. Unlock that guy. Let's move him to here. Keep your eye on that order block and these old equal highs here. Now those to me should provide a level of support inside this. So if we get a return to these old highs right here, which is the mean threshold of that, I'd like to see that for further upside. Mean threshold, look at that, bounce right off the 15-minute fair value gap once again. Delicious and nutritious. Now let's look for this dude. Where are we going? Closing above, closing below. Haha. Michael just said exactly what I just said. He says, note this one, this inversion here. I don't know if I'm supposed to share that with everybody, but anyway, he just said the exact same thing I just said here. What are we doing here? I like this poke up here. I like to see that drop down, come back up, find support, get short there. Shouldn't read Michael's stuff. But he just said the same thing I'm saying, so I'm not really sharing his stuff. That's just confirming mine. You took a long at 11:07. Look at you, you sexy beast. You took a long right there. Good man. I hope you scaled out something. In this kind of crappy environment, you'll be careful, my friend. You'll be careful. Yeah, go up just to come down Thursday and Friday. Order block. We've traded above it now. Mean threshold again. I'm stuck right now between this mean threshold of this candle and this inversion. Yeah, we've traded up. We've come back to the mean threshold. I want to see this start to really rocket through here now. So an ass can start capturing some big coin if he's in, not Bitcoin, but big coin. Big coin. On the way up. But watch this mean threshold here. If that holds and we start running through this and trade back into it, there's a little tiny inversion there as well. So if we get below this into that, that's a short. That becomes a valid order block now. Back to the 15-minute inversion again. Let me get rid of this. See how that mean threshold is holding price on the close? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? It feels like it wants to come back down. Still haven't traded below it yet. So even that little inversion right here, we closed right on it, popped up into it. Here we go. Delicious and nutritious. Valid order block. Feels heavy. rejection. Yes, indeed, it did go short. I got a short in here on a live account right off there. Na 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 na. Now the question is, are we rocketing back into the consolidation and then going higher? I got out right here. Small little run. I like this guy here now. Expecting a turn here. Back to the equal highs. This is fun. Very challenging though. I'm just kind of trying to nibble a little. So on my live account, I'm trying to nibble a little bit of profit here and there, just like snatch whatever you can off of these little lows. And there's the turn. Return to that. So premium on that little range we just had right here. Again, trying to trade this stuff today is probably not a smart idea. Probably better just to, what ABS is doing, just kind of wait, right? So return to our fair value gap that we're looking at here. Tapped it nicely. Come back down to the old highs here. Right close. Oh, didn't even quite hit us a 50%er there. There's the bottom of the hour. Now from here, there's a potential to run higher. Remember, we're talking about the first of three levels. You have the high, the mean threshold, and the leg that would have taken out the low, but there isn't a leg that takes out the low. So it's either this provides a level of support and we go higher, or this little trend line phantom here is about to get taken out. We have this down here. You want this to stay open. If you're bullish, you want to see that remain open. Ideally, you want to see it just come back to the highs here and then just leave. Wick down and then start to leave. Find support here. Mean threshold. Nice place for it to go. I guess it could come back and fill this one. This busy here. We're just kind of hoping and praying for it. We should get a swing point here. Bang. That gets you your fill and your fair value gap. Put in another 0.25 maybe of price action for a perfect fill. There you go. Now you got it. All right. So there's your, there would be a first entry for a long, but it's not a day for going long or short when the daily objective for us is still down here. Hard to call that. So right now we're in a downward trend and we're stuck inside this range here now because we've dug into this fair value gap. So this inversion here now becomes important. This order block here becomes important in terms of, do we find support at that? There's a little imbalance sitting right here. Do we run back up into this little piece right here and then roll over and come back down? Or do we find some support here and start pushing back higher? Are you higher or lower? It's really keeping us in that little range today, hey? You see that? Like, look at this whole range today we've been banging around inside. What a mess that is. You want to try and make a living in there? Living inside a cheese grater. See how we had lots of this above, lots of below, and now we're starting to work the inside. See that? We're working the midpoint or the mean threshold or equilibrium of that whole range right there. Now we're starting to work this piece in here. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So you've got all that's been worked, all that's been worked. So now where do you go from here? You're right in the middle of the range again, so you're praying for longs or praying for shorts. Everybody's got their prayer beads out right now. Not a place you want to be playing around in. Yeah, I hope you got your you got yourself some profits taken out there, and otherwise you're back under a squeeze again, right? Yeah, go up just to come down Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I don't trust nothing in here. Smart man, I don't trust it either. You see these little pockets of liquidity where you could say, yeah, I could run back to it. And there's a little pocket of liquidity up here inside this range. We're really inside between this candle here now. That's the breaker that runs these highs. You got this candle here, and you've got this breaker right here on the upside. So it's still a decent range, 506 to, it's still 30 handles. Come back, revisit our little fair value gap one more time. Are we engineering some more of this stuff in here? Is that what we're doing? playing inside that area that we talked about is premium, discount, equilibrium hasn't really been worked. We ran through equilibrium to play in the discount premium, ran through equilibrium to play in the discount. Now we are coming back into the equilibrium to balance it all out. So building liquidity inside equilibrium, you see that? Back and forth, back and forth. You're between here and here. So we'll look at our breaker right here. Let me mark that out there. Stop it. Order block. Ran below it, come back up to it, the body. So you want to see this roll over here and come down some more. I hope you're out of your trade now there in us. You don't have any that's, there's nothing in here that's supporting another upward run right now. You took profit. Ah, I love you, man. Good for you. Good for you. 17514. 1751. Oh, yes. Lovely, man. Good run. Take that high. Don't settle for the, look at that mean threshold of that order, that breaker right there. Good for you. Yeah, lovely. That's a nice little quick scalp, man. Smart scalp. Very smart scalp. Good for you. I love it. Very well done. Oh, look at this order block, mean threshold, inversion. Love that. See, price is still, even noise you're seeing here, it's still acting the way we kind of hoped it would. So we're back into this order block. It's still kind of bouncing, albeit very wicky, still bouncing off of the PD arrays we're expecting. It's just doing this engineer liquidity, run it out. Engineer liquidity, run it out. So setting a new range. When I see like this is kind of like when you see one candle that makes the range or two candles that make the range. Look at this. Look at this. Oops. There's the range. Take your fib tool, pull it from the top to the bottom, and then you say, now how do I play inside? There's nothing in there. Well, yes, there is. There's still that range there. So there's 62% right there. See that? We came right up to 62% inside this range right here. We pulled back to 62% of that range. Now we're dipping back down into the discount. So ideally, mean threshold right there, right on the money. We want to get below here, which we just did. That validates that as an order block. Yahoo! We can kind of eliminate that now. So now we're inside here. We're looking for discount. Extend your range. Further downside. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it. So when you got those overlapping PD arrays, or one candle that makes the whole range, or two candles that make the whole range, just pull your fib tool from top to bottom and look for support resistance inside them from there to there. Because then it's got to extend. It's got to get past here, right? Because that's the only two arrays it's got other than the fib extensions. Then we're looking for a run further down. Lovely. Back to the breaker. See how I hit the breaker nicely and we're snapping off of it? Lovely. Love it. We mark that out as a level of support. Breakers are great for providing us some support, so look for another return back into the fair value gap and inversion. Do we get support here and then push through the breaker? Or now do we go, okay, now I'm inside this range, I've hit the breaker, it's a pretty strong thing. Do I want to run back through here and look for a breaker or a PD array that is in a premium? What's up here? What's up here? So if we go breaker to breaker, this guy here ran this low. I don't think this candle's lower than that one, is it? One low is 575, 575. So if we go breaker to breaker and run all the way up, look for this guy to fill. And we are, the next few candles should give us swing points, so 42, 45, 48. Kind of keep those in mind. Sorry, Kirk, I got a headache. I'll be back if you guys are still here for FOMC. There's nothing here I like. If nothing, see you all tomorrow. Thanks, D. Hey, no problem, Abs. See you tomorrow, buddy. Or see you this afternoon. Fair Valley Gap down here. Again, if this breaker holds price, look for a run back up to a premium, which is some engineered liquidity we had up here. There's a pool of liquidity up in the premium side of this, right here. And that breaker right there. So you see, just watch what happens here now. And again, all we're doing is just kind of studying price action. We're not actually taking a trade here, just kind of looking at... this is way too choppy to be playing in. It's like running on broken glass here, man. You're going to get cut up. Probe, probe, probe. See all these wicks that start going down and they snap back off of it? Out of this inversion here. Or for a fair value gap. So that's a fair value gap that's filled. We get back up on top of it. Come back to it. Find some support at it. It becomes a little, its own little inversion then. I like all these wicks down here. Shows me a little more resistance. So I'm liking this upside here. So we're still inside this one here and this one here. Still inside that premium, or sorry, that equilibrium of the range. See how we're just building liquidity in the equilibrium there? we're still kind of respecting this inversion here. Still haven't validated this one yet, so don't look at this yet. Now you did. Now you have. Back to the breaker again. I'll be surprised if they keep pushing this down slowly like this, without coming back up into this area here before running this low. But that would be a long, yeah, it would still be a discount. Okay, so watch this. Let's do this now. Right into the mean threshold of that breaker now. See that? This is the 50% of that consolidation. And if you take 50% of this consolidation between here and here, oops, this consolidation here before it ran up, 50% will put you right there. If you took the bigger part of the range, 50% puts you right here. If you look at the other range, old highs here, sorry, 50% puts you right there. React off of it. So I was telling you, these areas are really sensitive when you look at the consolidation, the high, the middle, and whatever leg. And again, we don't have that leg here. It's better if you see a leg there. To me, that's like a good indication to go higher. And this is just retracement back to it. That's one of my three of my different setups I like. And that's it right here. Here's one of them for a long. Now, if you're going to go long, you just want to scoop this liquidity. It's sitting right here. That's it. And there you go. You take a portion off right there, or close it out, or wait for this thing to fill here. Just take that liquidity, pop above it, and you're done. And from there to there, 74 to, there's 25 handles right there. Done and dusted. Now, if it turns around and goes back down, it's taken the liquidity that we were expecting it to go for. It's run up into a premium, cleaned out these little guys, even if it's just a little pop above. It doesn't have to fill this, though it probably will. Doesn't have to fill this. But again, you see how people just go, I want to be just above this fair value gap here. Then there's lots of liquidity. It's all relative equal highs here. But the fact that it popped above was all we needed, because some people are right there on that. So anyway, there's 25 handles for you. And I hope you understood the logic behind those, behind that trade that we're calling for right there. Did that make sense to you guys? Hopefully it did. So again, we're back into the equilibrium of the big range that we've been sitting in all day here. See that? This whole area in here seems really lightly traded versus all this chop up here and chop down here. This whole mid-range is what we're chopping through here. So run up into a premium array. Sorry, let me clear my throat here. Okay, I'm back. Back to our breaker. Hello, breaker. Breaker to breaker. Remember we were calling this earlier? Breaker, breaker. Like array to like array. Discount array to premium array. Motivation to go to premium array. Right off a breaker. Is a breaker strong? Is it 50%? Can you see all the confluences that overlap now provide that as a perfect opportunity to go breaker to breaker? Or did we say it was this one here? Sorry. That wasn't the swing point, right? Okay, so this guy here is the breaker. Sorry. I think we called this one, not this one. And there you go. Now you got it. Okay, let me refresh. Breaker to breaker. This was the breaker. This we were checking on. If you go back through, you'll hear me say, no, they're the same, they're equal, so that's our breaker. Breaker to breaker array, you'll hear me talking about that from there to there. And there you go. We wanted to run this liquidity. If it does go breaker to breaker, look at that, now mean threshold. Even mean threshold of breaker to mean threshold of breaker. Look at that. Now, if this turns around here, which is 54.55, we should get a turn here. You can see why Michael likes to talk about like arrays. This isn't mine, this is Michael. Like array to like array. Look for a premium and a discount array that lines up with the support. So if we come back into this range now, we have lots of little PD arrays inside here. They're all bull candles. So we'll see if this breaker holds price, the mean threshold, or are we back to our beloved 15-minute fair value gap again. There should be a turn point right here. Should be a turn point at a logical level to come back down. I love this stream. It looks great, hey? When we can call it from one direction to the next direction. If we lose the mean threshold of this candle, that gives us more potential for, watch that 15-minute fair value gap rejection block. This is good for a much higher run or just a clean out of the liquidity above the market again. I'd be quite content with taking out a piece there, or if you were really brave and went for that breaker. This is 5.6. Could be going to 5.8 before we turn again now. That's the swing. I was expecting the swing on this side. But that swing on that side, this will probably stop in here somewhere and continue back up. That's the 5-5 swing. Now you get a 5-8, 002. Keep your eyes on 5-8, 002. Higher mitigation block, mean threshold. Right off the 15-minute fair value gap. Five, 5. We need an 8. Oh, we might get an 8 down here. 5-8. 002. So we might get the 00 and the 2. Take these highs here. Get a 5-8 down here. Return to consult. Ooh, yeah. Suppose you could return to here, get some support off that, then run the high. But again, it's in a premium, not a discount. So I'd wait until we've cleaned that high out. You don't want to be buying premium prices and hope they go higher. There's 5-6. Here's your 5-8. 5-8 just ran that high, so wow, we jumped 3 subscribers today. It's been great. We started off the week with a 179, I think it was. We're getting like a subscriber a day. If I go at this rate, I'll have 365 people before my year's out. Well, hopefully those new people who are seeing this are seeing some serious precision. Like, these are not random candles. Even in the midst of this crappy day, you're seeing some serious precision here. And when we're still calling turns on the minute as well, you got to ask yourself, is there something to this algorithm? Remember the 5-8? Look at that, slightly higher 5-8 candle. Did not break that high. That one took that high, blah, blah, blah. So if it takes that there, wait for 00. So swing, then 00 or 2 for a run to 7. There you go. There's the 5-8 swing. Now you're looking for 00. There's the poke below. Double 0 right into here. This may be one of those little sneaky, there you go, right into there. That's 00. We'll watch to see if the support's here. It's literally come in and filled that fair value gap here now. Yeah, so hopefully you can see some incredible precision here. That's 00. Now you want to see start go back up again. Or if this pushes down below 00, we get a 2, look for 2 down in here. But I want to see this leave now. Get support off this. it may just sit here one more minute, and then 2 comes down, taps it, and then goes from there. We'll see what happens here in the next 18 seconds. Ooh, lovely. Okay. Through that. Close below. Oh, nice. Oops, that's a snooze. I don't want to snooze. Okay, here's your 2. If we get a drive down into here, I like this little imbalance right here. Now we get into a discount. I like that. Right in here. There. There you go. There's the imbalance. This is the 2. That'll be perfect. Right there's a nice retracement for long. Not that you should take any of these guys, but there's your 50%. Right to a little imbalance on a 2 candle. Now you can start going back up again. Or maybe if we push down in here, if this ends up being a 7 and 2 is not the low, then look for a 7, 5, 7 into a logical inversion. And again, another breaker is down here. See that range? Mean threshold. Breaker to breaker didn't work this time. We ran through that breaker on a close. But if you had traded that breaker from there to there and got out at the mean threshold or there, anyway, I'm not gonna form fit it after the fact, but we were calling those. So now back into the range again. Six, okay, 7 might bring us all the way into here now. We got 4. Lots of bull candles, lots of bear candles. All the bulls, all the bears. We hit right on the top of this fair value gap here. Now we've got the fill, back to the breaker, right on a 4, 5. There's the 5. Does this breaker hold price? No. Oh, you eat through 3, your ass is next. 7. Waiting for the 7. What a reversal. Nice. What a nice reversal. Well, we got that high turn there. That blew right through that breaker. Good stuff. So now don't tell me you're going to do the big run for lunch. Breaker is no more, unless we come back to find support at it. Here's your 6, so there's your 5, 7, 6, maybe it's the 7. Run all these lows. They're all taken now. Now watch this run back to, wow, what a nice little reversal. Get rid of all these. Six, 7. Seven has cleaned out all of these, or 6 has cleaned out all those. Okay. There's your swing, 6, 7, 5, 7. There's 5, 6, there's 7. Right there. So you want to see this start climbing back up now. Otherwise you've got these squabblers. That's my own thing. Then you got the squabbling sisters. 9, 10, 11, and 12. They'll squabble in here. So you see a bull flag forming here now. A squabbler's flag. The squabbling sisters. And here's where it starts. Each one of them want a low or a high for themselves. So this is where they squabble. Always squabbling brothers. I have no problem with sisters or brothers. I have a brother, so it could be the squabbling brothers. One of them will set the low or the high, and then the continuation down into 21, 27, somewhere around there. Or back, 21, 27. See what I mean? 9 wants to make the low, 10 wants to make the high, or wants to make the low. So I'll either take this guy out here. He's making his little high here. There you go. 10 takes him out. One of them wants to set the, holy smokes, there you go. I guess it was 10. There was no argument. Then the 11 and 12 aren't going to get much of an argument out of this. What a shitty way to catch the, it's beautiful. Finally get the run for the day off that spot we were calling up here. But who was wise enough to get in on that now, after all that mess? Right at 12 o'clock, boom. Lunchtime, opened up, ran for the lows. So there's 10 o'clock, set the low, or number 10, set the low, 11, 12, and either 10 sets the low and wants to run the sucker back up higher after taking out all these lows, or we come back to the order block and let's continue finishing off the rest of our daily sell side objective. I'm going to break for lunch. I'll be back. I'll come back in another hour or so after lunch, and we'll see what this market has done. But I'm going to take a break here. I don't want to leave it running and bore you guys to tears here with just staring at a screen with nobody talking. So I'm going to take a break for an hour, and I'll come back just after lunch around in about another hour. We should be seeing a silver bullet in the next hour or so. We'll see if it markets have smoothened out a little bit. See if we've hit our low, and then look for a return back up. So until then, I will see you guys in about an hour or so.